It's week 1 of the NFL, and if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Snowhawks and the Elks under the lights on Thursday night.
Thank you to Trey Mosley for the introduction. We are indeed excited to welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the start of a new season in the NFL. Welcome to our first Sunday of 2024 with football. Mike Tirico, my partner this year, Greg Olson. Greg, so excited to be with you and so excited about week 1. You build it up, you talk about it for 6 months, but when it arrives, man, it feels so good.
And it's really the only week of the entire season, Mike, where all 32 teams are all dreaming the same thing. Playoffs, Super Bowl hopes. This was the best offseason.
After a long offseason, the time has finally arrived. Off we go for 2024. It's the Thursday opener on EA Sports. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. So the visitors ready to go on offense here for the first time. They are led by the man who led Michigan to the national championship in 2023, quarterback J.J. McCarthy.
This is the moment, Mike. He's been working towards this day ever since hearing his name called on draft night, and he's put the work in over the last few months. This franchise clearly feels that he's ready to go. But what did he say to us the other day, Mike? He said, I kind of have to admit, it's going to be surreal walking out on that field to take my first snap as a starting NFL quarterback. But I think once he settles in and gets rid of any early nerves, he's confident that he'll show everybody that he belongs.
Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. 2nd and 11. From the gun, here's McCarthy. Caught by the tight end, Wiley. And he'll be stopped short of the first down. He's able to look it in and get forward for a pickup of about 8. He'll try to run for it with Williams. A pickup of 12 yards. And that will be a first down.
Over the last couple years, Mike, we've seen the trend in the NFL is that third down has really become a passing down, but not here. Not for this team. They keep the ball on the ground. They're able to pick up a big gain. Fresh set of downs.
From the 39, here's a 1st and 10. On the option, here's Williams. And this time, they are ready for it. Thrown for a loss, and it's 2nd down.
Every team makes an emphasis on winning first down, but as a defense, when you're able to take them back for a loss, 2nd and long, you can really become more of a pass-centric defense and really tips the scales into your favor.
7th play of this opening drive, and here's 3rd down. McCarthy from the gun here on 3rd down. He'll try to run for it. 10 yards on the scramble there, and he picks up the first down.
Having a quarterback with this ability to run is such an X factor in today's NFL. It's an element of their offense that you have to be prepared for on every single play. Here we see it on 3rd down. Starts out as a pass, nowhere to go with the ball. He tucks it, turns into a runner, picks up the first down.
He's got it at about the 8. And he's very close to a touchdown. They mark him just shy of the goal line.
Every staff in the league that understands that we have to play a rookie quarterback, regardless of their talent, regardless of how high they were drafted. The ideal situation is to fill that huddle with as many veteran players as possible. The quarterback's going to be young. He's going to make some mistakes. The more veteran, talented guys around him, the easier it is to weather those mistakes.
No handoff. He'll keep it himself. A 2nd effort, and he is in. J.J. McCarthy. Touchdown, Snowhawks. And that's a football to hold on to forever. His first NFL touchdown in his very first NFL game. Carlson's kick is good. And the Snowhawks have their first lead of the new year. They're up 7-0 here in the season opener. 7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. Ty Chandler now to bring it back. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. This crowd ready in anticipation, their offense taking the field for the first time. They'll be led out by the former #1 overall pick back in the 2015 draft, former Heisman winner as well, Jameis Winston.
There's just something special about week one, isn't it, Mike? I mean, after months of anticipation, speculation, it finally hits you. The season has arrived. This is the first time where we're going to get to see a lot of the debuts of players on new teams, new coaches, rookies taking the field for the very first time in a meaningful game. The preseason is one thing, but it's an entirely different level of an excitement once opening weekend rolls around. I don't know about you, but I'm excited to see what's in store for us that these games finally now matter.
And they will bring them down on the other side of midfield.
And this is what you can do when you have one of the best receivers in the game. You understand that even if the coverage is not perfect for the play call, sometimes it's just as simple as my guy is better than your guy, and we're going to just keep giving him a chance.
They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Out of the gun, it's Winston. That's out to Brown, right side, complete. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Every once in a while, it just comes down to you need somebody in the huddle to just make a play. And it wasn't a whole lot fancy here. The quarterback just dumps the ball down, a quick underneath completion, and then really it's the yards after catch that did the rest. And that's what it takes. You're not always going to have the perfect play. You're not always going to dial up the perfect play against the perfect look. Sometimes players need to make plays, and that was a good one there.
Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. A 2nd down throw for Jameis. That is going to be hauled in. He's got it. David Njoku. Touchdown, Elks.
And what a response by this offense. It's not easy taking the field, Mike, for the first time in the game, and you find yourself already down a score. They watch their opponent kind of march down the field and score on the opening possession, and they're able now to go out and square it on up. Allows you to take a deep breath, maybe get a little confidence for your defense to go out and get a stop, and they come over with this extra point. We got ourselves a tie ball game.
Extra point by Little is good. And the Elks come right back to tie it at 7. Each team one possession, each team a score. 7-7 as they kick it off. Jones now on the return. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. Following the kickoff, we have an injured player on the field. Not what you want to see quarter one of week one. So, 1 quarter in the books in the season opening NFL kickoff game. Pair of 7s on the scoreboard. It's the NFL on EA Sports. And we're back after this. They'll start this on the ground. It's Williams. He'll manage to get 2, maybe 3 on that carry. Ennis Rakestraw there to make the stop. 2nd and 7. Now here's a keeper on the zone read. And he's going to be brought down up past the 45.
So, Mike, at the core of a successful zone read play is that the quarterback understands which defender is he responsible for. That is the defender they're trying to put in a bind. In this case, he chooses the runner. The quarterback pulls the ball, and he's able to take off for a big gain.
That'll be caught by the running back, Williams. And no chance to turn and go. That one good for just a couple. Second down and 8. From the shotgun, it's a throw from McCarthy. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
Complete to number 19, Adam Thielen. A gain of 9 yards. And the Toronto first down.
Allen in motion. They'll go play action here with McCarthy.
The drag route is certainly not the most complicated route on the route tree, but a really nice job there using the scheme to create separation. He did a really nice job there working across the middle of the field as he made himself open.
A give left side. Here's Williams. And that is going nowhere in a hurry. Finally taken down well behind the line. Third and long. To throw is McCarthy. Quickly, they get it out to Allen. And he'll gain some yardage here, but that is not nearly enough for the first down. It's going to bring up fourth down. On now, Daniel Carlson to try the field goal. This officially a 58-yard attempt. And he missed it. It's no good. And the score remains tied at 7.
And this is the danger of trying these long field goals. Remember, Mike, if you miss, the other team gets the ball at the spot of the kick. So it's going to end up setting them up for great field position as they start this next drive.
Winston to throw on first down. That'll be taken in by Moore. It'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2 minutes to play. First half, all tied at 7. Back with more of this Thursday opener after this. Throwing on second down, Winston. That's over the middle, complete to Brown. And they'll work this close to a first down, maybe just a tad short. From the gun, Winston. That's caught. It's the tight end, Njoku. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on third down. Gray is the motion man here. On first and 10, here's Winston. He connects with Gray on that one.
So the hope is when you call these underneath drag routes, you're trying to have your tight end come out the backside of the defense in space. So when you put the ball on him early, it leads to big yards after the catch. In this case, they don't get the real...
And this one is intercepted. It's DJ Reed. And the Snowhawks are going to take over here at their own 22.
When you find yourself in this situation, Mike, you're on defense, you're defending your own goal line, you got to take some chances. You got to try to force a turnover and make a play and get off the field. That's exactly what this defender did. Takes a chance, bets on himself, and comes away with a pick to save them some points.
The Snowhawks offense going to take over here in the final minute of this first half. We'll try to break out of this deadlock. We are all even at 7 as they start this drive, first and 10. Working out of the shotgun, it is McCarthy. And he will not get away. Terrific open field tackle. Gets him down behind the line. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. Play clock has expired. We're not going to get this one off on top.
Still second down.
And they'll elect not to run another play. Instead, just take a knee and take this on into the locker room. 3rd and long. They'll go down to a knee. Now a second timeout called by the defense. On 4th down, on is Sam Martin to punt, as he'll hit this from just outside of his own goal line. Fair catch will be taken here. It is right at the 40-yard line. So we are at halftime here in the Thursday night opener of the NFL campaign, as we get you to Orlando. Say hello to my old pal, Jonathan Coachman, with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
All right, Mike, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Greg in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some great games coming up in the next few days, one being the kickoff to the International Series, the first ever game in Brazil. The Packers and Eagles from São Paulo. Kickoff set for 8:15 Eastern Time. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on what should be a very tough opponent. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As we begin half number 2. Chandler now to return it. And he is stopped at 25. The drive will begin there. The Elks offense looking to get back to work as we begin this third quarter. So the 2024 NFL season now officially underway. A great slate for the rest of the weekend. Begins tomorrow, 8:15 Eastern. The Packers and the Eagles in Brazil, in Sao Paulo. And a lot of big games Sunday. Raiders, Chargers, Jim Harbaugh's Charger coaching debut. Tennessee, Chicago, Caleb Williams quarterback debut. We'll be in Detroit for Sunday Night Football, the Rams and the Lions in a playoff rematch. And then Monday night, Aaron Rodgers returns. Jets and Niners from Santa Clara. 13 yards on the catch there. That's enough for a first down. Here's Akers. He'll work forward to the 40-yard line. Peyton Wilson that time in on the stop. Here's a 2nd and 9.
At the 40-yard line.
They'll run here with Akers. And they bring him down, but not until he crosses midfield.
When the offense broke the huddle in a line, Mike, I think everybody in the stadium knew this was going to be a run, but the offense is kind of saying, okay, line up. I dare you to try to stop us. And right now, this defense has no answers.
Off the RPO, they'll get it to Brown. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker.
The timing of these RPO concepts, that's the entire key. Remember, Mike, in the college game, they get a 3-yard window that they're allowed to be downfield even on a forward pass. That's not the rule in the NFL. These decisions have to be made quickly. If not, even after a good pickup, you could be coming back due to a flag.
1st and 10. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. On first down, it's Winston. He'll throw complete to Cam Akers. And they'll get about half of what they needed. It's a pickup of 5 and sets up 2nd and 5.
2nd and 5 at the 23-yard line.
Winston looking to throw. And he's going to run out of time. They get to him and bring him down.
Through the first half, it was clear. This pass protection, this offensive line unit, they were clearly up for the challenge. The pass rush was non-existent. But here in the second half, you can sense a little bit more urgency. You can see them start playing with a little more speed and intensity, and it pays off there with their first sack of the day.
So, backed up after the sack, and now it's 3rd and long. Here's Jameis. Taking off, he'll try to get there. Pretty good effort on that one. It will not be enough. It's going to bring up 4th down.
And that's a pretty good effort here on 3rd and long. He had nowhere to go down the field. The defense is playing real soft. He pulls it down and did all he could, but he's still going to end up being short of the 1st down.
Little's kick is good. And the Elks will break our tie and take a 10-7 lead.
Job number 1 on this drive, find a way to get the lead. They, of course, would have loved to score a touchdown, Mike, but 3 points here, that's a pretty good consolation prize as it moves him out in front.
He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Snowhawks offense ready for their first possession of this second half. This one has been tight so far. A field goal separating the two sides as this drive kicks off with 1st and 10. They'll come up here on 2nd down and 5. Here's McCarthy. That's caught left side by Ingram. He'll be out of bounds, but after picking up the 1st down on a gain of 7.
Well, we'll give a little credit here defensively. Even though they allow the 1st down, we've seen defenses really struggle bringing this big tight end to the ground, and they didn't allow him to pick up a bunch of yards after contact, but he was able to get just enough to pick up the 1st down.
We are through 3 quarters here on NFL Kickoff Weekend. We'll have more Thursday Night Football after this. Second down and 3. Trying the left side. Here goes Williams. He did a good job of making one man miss, but could not get away from this defense in the end. It turns into a loss of yardage. Big play coming up. This is 3rd down. Setting up to throw is McCarthy. Has his man. It's Samuel. A gain of 17 yards. And that will be a 1st down.
And how about the poise of this quarterback? You find yourself down here late in the 4th quarter, Mike, facing a tough 3rd down. You've got to have it. You know what? He calls the play, he breaks the huddle, and he's like, you know what, Coach? I got it. That's a big-time throw to now keep this drive alive as they go down looking for that go-ahead touchdown.
Here's the give up the middle with Williams. And that'll be good for about a half dozen. It'll set up 2nd down. The tight end, Ingram, is on the move. On 2nd down, here's McCarthy. In trouble, and he's going to be taken down. The big fella, Quinn Williams, forcing his way in for the sack.
Certainly hasn't been their best game in terms of rushing the passer, but you find yourself with a lead here in the 4th quarter. No better time for that pass rush to come alive and see if they can close this game out.
He'll try and get there on the ground. And he'll get this forward for positive yardage as he covers up in the end.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
And this one's going to land out of bounds as they'll mark it inside the 20. The Elks offense getting set to get back to work. They lead by a field goal as they go to work with a 1st and 10. Running is Akers. Nice job finding the seam. Gain of about 9. Just a yard short of that 1st down. 2nd and a yard.
brings up 2nd and 1 at the 23-yard line.
Winston. To the left side, into the hands of Moore. And they'll whistle him down, but not before he picks up a first down after a gain of 7.
And the Salt Lake City first down. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line.
Man in motion is Brown. Now he takes off. And he slides and covers up at the end, avoids the hit, and picked up decent yardage along the way. They'll break the huddle. It's 2nd and 5. So, 2 minutes to play here in the second half. We'll come back and finish this one off after this. Akers. And he's going to get it. First down, taking this one up past the 40-yard line. Njoku, the tight end, is the one in motion. On the ground, it's Akers. And that one shut down pretty quickly. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage. Nothing more. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. They'll stick with him again. Maybe a couple there. It's 3rd down. And now we're going to timeout by the defense. So the clock stops with 1:50 left in the game. They'll drop to throw. Looking middle, and he's got Brown. A gain there of 11. That's enough for a first down.
And that first down should all but do it, Mike. With only one remaining timeout, the defense just can't stop the clock enough. Got to imagine it's victory formation, and we're a couple kneels away from this game being over.
The defense still with all 3 timeouts at their disposal as the quarterback's down to a knee. Victory formation here as he's down to a knee. So the fans gonna head home happy. It's a win for the hometown squad. And that kicks off the 2024 season. Partner, good to get it underway, especially with you as we start our run together on EA Sports. Man, Greg, that was fun. So that'll do it for us. For Greg Olson and our terrific team behind the scenes, I'm Mike Tirico. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. Follow us on X at EA Madden NFL. With that, we say good night.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, and the question is, are you ready for some football? It's the Thunderbirds and the Shamrocks, next on Madden Football.
It's the fourth country to become part of the NFL's International Series, as our coverage of the NFL brings us to Sao Paulo, Brazil. Thanks for joining us, everyone. With my partner, Brock Heward, I'm Kate Scott. And like so many matchups in the NFL, Brock, our focus goes right to the quarterbacks in this one. Both of these guys, players who've been around the league now for some time, they've definitely established themselves as veterans who know how to win football games.
Yeah, I think the word of the day, Kate, is definitely experience. Two guys who've been through the season several times over, have seen a lot at this point in their career, and been through quite a bit on the field. All that experience is stored up there right between the ears. And the one
To kick off, here's Ryan Stonehouse. And away we go, here in Sao Paulo. Starting from the 5. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So here comes their offense for its opening drive. And they're brought out by the 16-year pro, rebounded from an injury last season, Matthew Stafford.
It's the dawn of a new season, Kate, with all the promise in the world ahead of he and his squad. And this is where all that off-season planning, the reps in camp, the sweat, the blood, the tears come into play. And you really don't want to stumble out the gate. You want to be the horse who jumps to the front right away and let everybody try to chase you down.
His throw finds Marvin Harrison Jr. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. In a good spot here, 2nd and inches. Off the play fake, it's Stafford. He beams one deep right side. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete. Unable to find Adonai Mitchell with that one. And now it's 3rd and short. Stafford. Complete beyond the marker. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. That one gains 7. And they're going to have a first down. New set of downs for him from the 46. First tone of the game for James Cook. And he'll cross the 50 and start pushing onto the opposing side of the field. Give him around 6. That's going to make it 2nd and 4.
A 6-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 4.
Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Pat Surtain has it. And it's a pick 6 as he runs it in for the touchdown. So on our opening drive, Brock, we've got a big defensive highlight already as the pick 6 starts off our scoring.
This is a defense who isn't hiding how they're approaching this game. They want to be disruptive. They're unafraid to be aggressive. Can be a risky mentality to have. Boy, can it set a tone early.
On is Chad Ryland for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Thunderbirds take a 7-0 lead as he starts this year 1 for 1. Well, Brock, hopefully some short memories on offense as they get it right back here on the kickoff after that pick 6. Washington now to return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. Their offense headed back out for its 2nd drive of the contest. And they didn't have much time to recover from that pick 6. Need short memories here as they head back out. After the pick, Stafford back to the air. Gets this one to Harrison. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. 2nd and 3 now.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3 at the 36-yard line.
From the 36. This one quickly to Dell. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. A 5-yard gain on the play. And it'll give him a first down.
First and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Shotgun snap to Sanford. Nabbed by Kyle Pitts. And they push this down to the opposing 47-yard line. The drive picks up here, first and 10.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
Shotgun handoff now to Cook. And he breaks even, but that's it. Brought down at that line of scrimmage. Sent to the ground by Khalil Mack. Second and 10. Need to get some positive yardage here. Stafford from the gun. Cook hauls it in. And they're going to haul him down a step before the 30, right at the 31. That's 16 on the pickup. And that'll be a first down.
Okay, I know exactly what's going to happen. I've seen it once, I've seen it 100 times. Next week on the practice field, this running back's going to say, see, I'm not just a running back. I can play receiver. And you receivers, you couldn't do my job, but I just showed you I could do yours.
Dell with the grab. And he's going to be out of bounds. Looks like a yard or two short of the 25. Second and 6 coming up here.
A gain of 4. It's now second and 6.
From the 27. Connects with Cook. And this is pushed ahead for a gain of 5. Kalen Bullock up to make the stop. Now after the play, looks like we have somebody banged up. What we hope is it's nothing major. Don't want to see a serious injury less than a quarter into the season. Third and a lone yard coming up. Now the shotgun give to Cook. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Offense staying out there. It's 4th and 1. Again, it's Cook. And he's tackled with the first down yardage. They went for it and got the 4 yards they needed, and that keeps this drive alive. That big 4th down call is how we close out our first quarter. Neither side separating much so far. More from this one right after this. Time to begin the second quarter, and we'll pick up with what's already been a lengthy possession. They're looking at yet another 1st and 10 on this drive. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Working across the middle, Brock, it is tough for anybody to make plays through all that mess, even when you're the biggest and baddest pass catcher on the roster.
But as a tight end, you're going to be disappointed because that's what you're paid to do. It's one thing for...
He has the touchdown! It seems like a lot of the time, Brock, even if the results aren't quite as flashy every rep, tight ends are even more reliable scorers than a lot of receivers are when it comes to the passing game.
Yeah, I would agree with that, but there's also a lot more real estate for them to work with, right? Think of the receivers. They got to deal with the sidelines, that 12th defender. Many of these tight ends, they've got a ton of field to work with, and when they prove to the quarterback they can be a difference maker, he'll look for them.
Point after converted from Cardi. And the Shamrocks tie it up as he nails his first try of the season. Sanchez has it all set for the kickoff. Here's Tylan Wallace on the return. This return makes it up to the 25. So here's their offense, taking over for the first time here. And we'll take a glance at their 7th-year QB.
I got a smile on my face. I know he has a smile on his face as he runs out with a new season ripe with every possibility. This is only the first scene of a 4.5-month movie where he could be playing the part of a league MVP, maybe leading a legit contender into the postseason. How he starts this campaign, though, or how you start, can have a massive impact on how things play out.
He's got Khalil Shakir. And he'll be met near the line to limit the gain to a yard. Micah McFadden able to make the play. They'll come to the line here, 2nd and 9. Here's Darnold to throw. He'll get it to Brandon Ayuk. He gets forward, and that's about 4 yards. Alohi Gilman up from the secondary for that tackle. Here they come. This is 3rd and 5. They put a receiver in motion here left. Off the play fake, he's going to throw. And he just gets rid of this one, but unfortunately, that means 4th down coming up.
So many coaches love 3rd downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these 3rd downs.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. That one scored as a massive 67-yard effort. And they're going to take over possession. Here comes their offense out again. They're 1 for 1 so far to begin the new NFL season. Touchdown on their opening drive. Let's see if they have 2 for 2 in them. They put a receiver in motion right. On 1st down, here's Stafford. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Throwing now on 1st down, Stafford. He'll get this complete to Pitts. And he's going to be brought down at the 42.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
Cook trying this one up the gut. And he's still looking for the play that sparks the ground game as that one stopped for a loss. 3rd and 4 coming up now.
Brings up 3rd and 4.
Now Stafford to throw. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Couldn't find Kyle Pitts on that throw. And 4th and 4 coming up. The Shamrocks have their punt team out there now. And little to nothing on that return as the coverage team gets to him. Call that a booming 56 yards in the end. And it's going to be their football coming up. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Throwing here, Darnold. Connects with his back, Aaron Jones. And he's going to get this up to the 26 before being taken down.
These intermediate gains, that's the wheelhouse for these two to connect on. Start the series off well. It sure keeps the defense on its toes in case they try to load up and just simply cover the receivers.
And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. So we're at the 2-minute warning here from Brazil. It's the Thunderbirds with a nice 3rd and inches. Now Darnold. That's caught for the 1st. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line. To throw, here's Darnold. Shakir with the grab. It looks like we can call it about 4 yards in the end. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. From the 40 on 2nd down. Throwing the out route complete. And that tackle stops him after a solid gain. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. He has the 1st over the middle. And he's taken down directly on that 43-yard line. He'll throw it yet again. Well, the pressure nearly got to him, but still a good play defensively as that one falls incomplete. No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap. They're going to throw. Brought in by Ayuk. And they'll bottle this up after a 4-yard gain. Brought to a halt by C.J. Mosley. Now ahead of third down. We get a pause here. They're going to call a timeout. Back now, pressure on its way. And they get to him way behind the line on this one and take him down. The defense calls a timeout. So that's their first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. The Thunderbirds out and ready to punt. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. He broke 50 on his first punt and looks to have done the same here. And that one comes down at the 2 before bouncing into the end zone for a touchback. They take over on offense now pretty late in this first half. And they've got a little over 30 seconds to work with. Stafford now on first down. Pitts brings it in. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Up to the line, and they're set. 1st and 10. Shotgun snap to Stafford. Into the hands of Pitts. And he's downed after getting this up to the 41. They have themselves another 1st and 10. Working from the gun. Here's Stafford. Oh, put some heat on this deep ball. Left side. And he's there to send that one away. Incomplete. He was hoping to get it to Tank Dell there. And that'll bring up 2nd down. They fake the handoff now. Stafford. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. The big play nets him 17 yards. And that gives them the first. He's still going at the 30. And he gets down to the 24 before he stopped. That brings us to halftime, and these teams locked up on the scoreboard. It's a 7-7 ball game. Now we'll toss things to Jonathan Coachman in our Orlando studios for the EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, what you got?
All right, Kate, thanks very much. We'll get back to you and Brock in just a moment. But first, let's give everybody a look at what's coming up later this weekend around the NFL. Some great games still to come, and I think we highlighted one of the better ones right there, as that promises to be a tight one. Plenty to like about the late afternoon games as well. As you see by the highlight, these guys are in for a battle, taking on what should be a very tough opponent. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And you can see they are scoreless as they play the second quarter. We thought this one would be a close battle coming in, and we have not been disappointed. They're all even to this point. This has the feeling of a game that could go right down to the wire. One mistake or one big play could turn out to be the difference.
As always, a hat tip to Coach for his hard work during the break, as we're happy to welcome y'all back for the start of our third quarter. Wallace with a return here. In pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. So their offense will have it first to begin quarter number 3. Their first drive of the season, an uneventful one, led to a punt, so they'll try to get some new season magic going here on their second drive. Darnold looking to throw. Into traffic, complete. And this one gets to the 33-yard line before it's stopped. 2nd and 6 coming up here. From the gun, Jones gets it. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those plays that I wish we had the huddle mic'd up, Kate, because I can assure you that offensive line in their own way is telling that running back, sorry, we did not give you any chance.
They're going to throw it on 3rd and long. The rush gets home, and they stick it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
You know, in baseball, they call tip of the cap. I'll tip my cap at that pitcher. I'll tip my cap at that guy that just out-dueled me. And sometimes as a QB, against a rush like that, you just tip your cap, and then you take the sack.
Punt team on the field. And after that drive went backwards, he's going to send this one forward. He's been hitting it well so far. This is another big one. Takes this in at the 25. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. That's going to be a highlight there, a 68-yard punt. And they'll get ready to go on offense. They've got first down from the 31. Stafford from the gun. Hits him on the out route. Give him 13 on that play. And they'll have first down. Stafford now. And oh, he missed over the middle there. Lucky that one didn't end up worse. That's swatted away, incomplete. Couldn't connect on first. It's second down. Straight ahead, here's Cook. And he got it real close, but stopped just about a yard or so shy of that first down. Third down, 1 yard to go. Another one for Cook. Oh, stiff arm. A 19-yard pickup, and that's going to move the chains.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that first down right there.
All set up now for first and 10. Here's Stafford. Has him on the quick hitter. He'll work it a couple of yards past the line. Leo Chanel able to bring him down. 8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this second down.
At the 26-yard line.
Throwing now, Stafford. To the ground it goes. That's incomplete.
They would sure love to connect on some of these intermediate throws, those chunk throws. Getting a completion like that, well, not only does it spark your offense, but it just sets you up for even more aggressive play calling.
They get to him and bring him down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of fourth down.
Wow, it has been such a good day offensively for the guys up front. That's actually the first sack by this defense. And now comes the real question mark. Will it lead to more? Or will this offense learn a lesson and get back to the rhythm they've been in protecting?
There'll be a field goal try now for Joshua Carty. From the left hash, 54 yards out. And this kick is good. He needed to get all of it there, and he did. And that's going to break our tie and give him a 3-point advantage.
A lot of them may make it look automatic, but you get this deep, and those field goals are far from a certainty. It took all his concentration, every bit of his strength, to send that puppy through.
And a good return here as he gets it out past the 35. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And it's not good, Brock, when you're discussing their punter as one of your early game MVPs, but they just haven't been able to get anything going so far.
No, you'll hear some old school coaches, especially defensive-minded coaches, Kate, and they'll say, hey, man, there's nothing wrong with the drive ending with a kick, right? As a quarterback and as an offense, maybe that was the way you played the game back in the day, but not modern football. You've got to go score.
And he's brought down after a nice gain and a first down. Throwing off the play fake here. Complete to Shakir. And he's brought down real close to that goal line at the 1. They rip off a big chunk of field, and it sets him up with first and goal.
Man, I love that effort, adding as much as possible to that catch while earning the first down. That's called yards after catch, and it's what coaches want from all their pass catchers on the roster.
They'll break the huddle and come up on 1st and goal. From the red zone now. And it's caught. Touchdown! The Thunderbirds take a lead just before the end of the 3rd. It's a Brandon Ayuk touchdown. Right on the edge of the goal line for 1st and goal, and I don't know about you, partner, but that surprised me that they just threw it in. No attempts at running it.
Yeah, I think it is so hard for these defenders. You got to be so keyed in, and physically, you know you've got to stop that run first. So a first down pass play can, and certainly was, effective.
That one right down the middle. And the Thunderbirds take a 4-point lead. Stonehouse now to kick this one away. Kickoff taken at the 3. He stopped on the return at the 27. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Stafford. Harrison's got it on the sideline. And he's going to go out of bounds. Looks a little short of the 35.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. Shotgun snap, looking to throw. Dell with the grab. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. 1st and 10 from the 41.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
Here's Cook. And they're going to stop him after he wiggles his way forward for 2.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
What a hit! And the ball's loose! And it's a turnover. The defense has it. So that was holding on the offense, and a quick declination from the defense means this stands as a turnover. Slot man motioned over. Now a give up the middle to Jones. And he's going to run this down to the 36-yard line. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next. From the 36. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And that pushes them back. 3rd down coming up.
As much as we talk about offenses wanting to stay ahead of the chains, they want to stay on script. Well, a defense, they want to rip that script up. And a sack like that, creating 3rd and extra longs, it's exactly how you get it done.
Looking to throw. Flush down out to his left. He'll make a bid for it on the ground. And he's able to get this down to the 36.
You know, that may have been a situation when you look back on it and he watches the tape the next day. He's got to find a way to throw the ball because his running ability, while it gets him some yards, is not enough to get the first down.
4th and 3, drive on the line. Back to throw it. That's cut beyond the marker. And he's down inside the red zone before hitting the deck. One of their best play calls of this game, Brock. Nets them 17 yards on 4th down and gets them the first. Working inside the red zone. Catch is made in close. And they're going to get this down to the 4 before being stopped. Give them about 16 yards on that gain, Brock, kick, and it sets him up with 1st and goal. We've reached the 2-minute warning. Thunderbirds holding a 4-point lead.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. It's a good...
And that's going to be a touchdown. It's on the board for now, but will it stand? We got to see what this flag is all about. So now, partner, got to reevaluate what to do on this next snap because the holding call pushes him back quite a ways. Wrong time to get caught for holding. Backed him up as they'll retry this 1st and goal. Motioning one of the tight ends. Running it after the penalty. And into a sea of bodies he goes. Looks like they'll get about 3 out of it. With 1:54 remaining, the defense burns a timeout. Another try for Jones. And he's got them down to the doorstep inside the 5. Now whistles and a timeout taken quickly by the defense. 1:50 left to go. Jones. And he pushed for it, but they managed to stop him at the 2. The defense takes its 3rd and final timeout. 3 plays haven't gotten it done. Now a 4th to try to reach that end zone. Here's Jones. And he's not going to reach the end zone. They bring him down at the 1. And he will not get there. They stop him on 4th and goal. What a stand to force that turnover on downs.
These 4th down runs, it's all about want to and will. Want to keep it conservative offensively, try to move it across, but that defense was having none of it. And now they get themselves off the field.
This offense making its way back out now. They gave one away on their 1st drive of the season. Now it's time to get one back with a touchdown on drive number 2. He'll look to throw it. Throw left side, complete. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs. Setting up to pass. He goes back to him yet again, complete. And he'll get this up to the 19-yard line as he stopped. Here he is to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose, incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3. Now to throw. Coverage holds up, and he just had to get rid of it.
You know, 3rd and short is a difficult one to call. Do you want to run into the teeth of a defense looking for that handoff, or try to throw it to him and use the element of surprise? Evidently, well, that's one they should have run instead.
They'll run. It's Moss. And he's able to get it to the 21 as he goes down. And they do not get a desperately needed 1st down. He doesn't make it, and they still trail after the turnover on downs.
Hey, after that stop, Kate, they can start to celebrate. Well, kind of. They still got to finish this game. And my favorite formation in football, that victory formation. Get into it, secure the football, and you'll secure this victory.
No timeouts remaining here, partner, so they can just run out this clock. They take a knee, and their season has begun exactly how they wanted it to, with a win.
Nothing left to do now, Kate, but celebrate on one side and watch on hopelessly from the other. What a hard-fought effort to get to this spot, and now you can enjoy the victory.
So something to be proud of, Brock, as they come away with a win. And they're one of the fortunate teams to begin the season with a 1-0 record. So far, so good to begin this new campaign. So that's it for us here. Brock Heward, our crew, I'm Kate Scott. This has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a well-earned win for the Thunderbirds as we say ciao from Sao Paulo.